our first guest is a beloved member of our Hallmark family who we always look forward to seeing in the morning show Mysteries. But today she is here with us to preview tonight's big 2-hour season finale of Meet the Peetes. Welcome back, our good friend, our family member, our sister, our everything, Miss Holly Robinson Peete. I feel like
so great.
You're an honorary member of this set.
I really should have a room in that house.
Yeah.
I love being here, and I can't believe it's the season finale already.
You cannot.
How did that happen?
We are going to get into that in just a minute, but you know who else should probably have a room in the home?
Who's that?
Your mom, Dolores.
Yeah.
You know, I say it all the time. I've known you a long time. I've known Dolores a long time. She's a star.
She kind of is.
She's
star. Getting recognized in Bed Bath & Beyond, so she's really feeling herself these days.
You know, we have seen Dolores over the years really transform into so many different versions of herself.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you've never seen her quite like this. Take a look. So there's Dolores.
What is happening, Mommy? Okay.
Well, we're sort of to blame for this.
What did y'all do this to her?
Yeah. Well, last time she was here, you know, we
Yes.
always talk about her wigs and how she loves to transform her look.
Yes.
Well, she was talking about how she loved Heidi growing up, so we gave her this Heidi wig, and she sent us that this morning.
I can't unsee that.
You're welcome for that. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'll send you my therapist bill. My mom's a hoot. She's hilarious.
Really is. Let's talk about tonight's 2-hour finale.
Yes.
Such a great finale.
I don't know where to start. There's so much stuff. You know, we do talk about my mom a lot on the show. People have gotten to know her. But one of the things that we talk about that's so emotional for this episode is my late father.
Yeah, Matt
So my dad, Matt Robinson, was the original Gordon on Sesame Street. You have to be a certain age to remember him, but he was the very first guy to walk out on Sesame Street and say, "Hi, I'm Gordon, and this is Sesame Street." He introduced the world to Big Bird and Ernie and Bert.
He was a trailblazer.
He was an iconic trailblazer for an iconic show that's still happening. So guess what? When I was little, I always wanted to go on Sesame Street because, hello, my dad was Gordon.
I mean,
okay?
You had
it's the coolest thing ever.
I'm like, where's the nepotism?
Yeah.
He didn't want me to be on because he thought if I saw the lights of Sesame Street that I would want to be in show business. See how that worked out?
Man.
And now you're doing the same thing, by the way.
Right. So I literally finally begged and pleaded. I got to go on. We were living in Philly. He was shooting in New York. I got to go on. I had one line, and I blew my one line.
Oh, no.
I was supposed to say, "Hi, Gordon," but I kept saying, "Hi, Daddy."
Oh,
So yes, I got cutting room floor. No,
I wish they
it's
had kept
super
that.
cute
How
now,
sweet is
but
that?
it was traumatizing at the time.
I bet.
So guess what? I get to so thankful to Hallmark Channel and Sesame Street. I get to go back and do a do-over.
With your brother.
With my brother,
Who's named
Matt.
after your dad.
My brother Matt, 50 years later. Can you imagine? Oh, I get the chills just thinking about it.
And you and your brother Matt got to reenact some of the cherished images that you have
did,
of your
Cameron,
dad
like
on Sesame Street.
Yes, so there's some iconic images of my dad standing in Sesame Street, and I said, "Matt, go over there, stand by the sign. Like let's do a split screen." And then I got to pose with Oscar and you know, we got to talk to Big Bird and Cookie Monster, and Grover was there, and I have to say it's probably one of the most emotional moments of my life.
I
Well,
bet.
and on that
Holly.
note, we'd
My
love to show
goodness.
the audience the very sweet moment when you give your brother the news that you guys are going to be going to Sesame Street. Let's take a look.
Get the tissues.
We are going to Sesame Street. They want us to be part of this because our dad started this whole thing out.
What are we doing? What are they gonna do with us?
So they're having people come in and give their favorite memory of Sesame Street. My whole childhood was wrapped around Sesame Street. I have so many memories, it's hard to narrow it down to one. Who is your favorite Muppet?
Roosevelt, of course.
Right. A couple years into Sesame Street, my father had the opportunity to partner with Jim Henson, and he created this unbelievably ahead of his time, hip Muppet. Roosevelt Franklin was super cool.
Roosevelt, we don't know the days of the week, and we know you know.
Well, Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, I'll make a deal with you. I tell you the days of the week.
He was smart, and he liked to go to school, and he knew his letters, and he knew his numbers, and smart was cool.
Smart was cool. I mean, that is really, you know, your dad, when I say I said trailblazer, he really was. I mean,
He really
to be
was.
able to sit with Jim Henson and create a Muppet, and in
Yes.
that day and age, it was unheard of.
So ahead of his time. I mean, Roosevelt was rapping before hip hop was even around, and he co-wrote all this great music. That album right there with Joe Raposo, who also wrote the theme from Sesame Street and It's Not Easy Being Green. All the iconic, you know. So my dad partnered with him. It was just a really amazing time. Imagine, you know, you're 6 years old. That's what your daddy's doing for.
He was a rock star.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and now besides Roosevelt Franklin, which was just the coolest, did you get to see Roosevelt?
We're gonna see. You'll have to watch.
Okay,
it.
that's a good
okay, there's a
tease.
tease.
You're gonna have to
besides
see.
So good at knowing what to
Roosevelt.
say and what not to say.
Very
Well
good,
done.
Holly.
Well done.
Besides him, there's another Muppet that has really captured your heart
Okay.
recently.
This is super special too. This was a full circle moment as well. So a few years ago, the Sesame Street folks came to me and said, "Would you come to Washington D.C. and help us introduce Julia? She's a new Muppet. She has autism, and she's Elmo's best friend." And so I got to introduce her, and it was great. Obviously, you all know my connection with autism. RJ's on the spectrum, and this was an amazing thing. Let me tell you, if RJ had a Julia to grow up with, that would have been a game changer.
Right,
See?
exactly.
It's the
Isn't
first
that
thing
true?
I thought
Somebody
of when
that's
I
like
heard the
him.
story. It's like,
yeah.
man, the kids, so many kids.
And so much went into the creation of this Muppet. They didn't do this willy-nilly. Sesame
Right.
Street spent years talking to families and nonprofits and really learning about how autism is, because autism looks like so many different
Right.
people. So got to go
Beautiful.
do that, and then I got to see her again. We went back to Sesame Street. It was just amazing.
I mean, talk about, again, full circle.
circle.
Having it, you know what I mean? This is your
Totally.
youth, this is your childhood, now we're doing this.
Yeah.
And speaking of
yeah.
RJ, Sesame Street wasn't your only big trip that you take during this finale episode. You go with your twins, RJ and Ryan. Well, Ryan's already there studying in Berlin. You go to Berlin.
So much happens in this 2 hours.
Celebrating their 21st birthday. I mean, this is a big deal.
Look, that's them at the Berlin Wall.
Wow.
I'd never been
What
to
a
Berlin.
trip, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
good for you.
I was so glad we got to take our cameras to Berlin.
You also, we see you open RJ's Place in the
Yes,
season
yes.
finale, which is such an accomplishment. It was a long road. Now, RJ's Place is something that you founded with RJ's name to help other kids who are on the spectrum find jobs.
Yes,
like RJ
it's a
has.
hub of compassionate care for families impacted by Parkinson's, which my dad had, and autism. But guys, I would never have been able to get this thing open if it weren't for so many people. Magic Johnson is one. He's been by our side for the 20 years we've been going. Hallmark Channel is another, I have to say. Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
Without this platform, we would not have had the opportunity. You know, Stella and Dot, Outback Steakhouse,
There you go.
Cigna, Microsoft. Anyway, and yeah, here's our pretty
little
Stella and Dot
bracelets.
bracelets. They've raised money for Hollywood. RJ's Place is finally opening. This is 4 years we've been trying to
Long
do
road.
this. So to be able to do it and then document it on Meet the Peetes, it's a pretty cool way to go out at the end of the season.
Oh, Holly, we love you so much. I love your
Congratulations.
family.
Thank
So many
you. We
incredible
got it all in.
We got it all
Yeah,
in.
that's
And here's to many seasons to come.
Thank
I
you,
love
babe.
you,
Thank
Holly.
you.
I
Love you
your
guys
family.
too. Love you guys.
You all
too.
be sure to tune in tonight for Meet the Pete's very emotional 2-hour season finale at 10, 9 Central, right here on Hallmark Channel.